For millennia, ancient mystery schools warned of a silent architect building a prison inside your mind. Trace the true hidden history of the ego, from the Vedic concept of the eye maker to the heavy lead of Hermetic alchemy. Unmask the illusion of the separate self and discover how ancient philosophers transmuted the heavy anchor of identity into cosmic awareness. You look into the glass. A face stares back. A name, a history, a perfectly constructed architecture of illusion. The ancients did not view the self as a fixed, solid point. They saw it as a garment worn too tightly, a shadow cast by eternal light. Modern minds call it the ego, reducing it to mere arrogance. The truth is far more dangerous. It is the architect of isolation. It is the unseen blade that slices the infinite cosmos into fragments. This is me. That is you. The geometry of separation. To understand this mechanism, we must descend beneath the shallow psychology of today, down into the stone archives of the first mystery schools. The ego is not inherently evil. It is an anchor, a tether holding your boundless consciousness to this physical, fleeting coordinate. But what happens when the anchor forgets the ship? When the mask forgets the boundless face breathing beneath it? It builds a fortress, a geometric prison of fear, seated by a false king who guards a throne no one threatened. It convinces the infinite mind that it is merely a fragment of dust. The archives are opening. If you seek to peel back the mask and align with the ancient timeline, secure your place in this circle. Subscribe.
Travel eastward, deep into the ancient Vedic texts. Here, the ego is given its true mechanical name, Ahamkara, the eye maker. Not a psychological flaw, but a cosmic mechanism. Ahamkara is the engine that generates the illusion of a separate, isolated identity. It takes the singular rushing river of universal awareness and scoops it into a fragile clay vessel, a vessel that fears shattering. When the clay vessel believes it is the only water in existence, suffering begins, the terror of drought, the endless hunger for more. The sages taught that Ahamkara is a dense vibration, a cloak thick enough to hide the soul from itself, a nexus of severe attachment. Yet without it, you could not experience this material world. The eye maker grants you the precise geometry to touch, to taste, to weep. The trap was never possessing Ahamkara, it was believing its whispers. Observe your thoughts today. Feel the friction, the exhausting defense of a name that will one day erode into silence. Who is defending the fortress? If you are the silent witness observing the defense, then who is the architect? This is the threshold of the mysteries. To dissolve the eye maker, you must first study its architecture. You must weigh the phantom. Turn your gaze to the Nile. The priests of ancient Egypt understood this weight. They carved its exact measure into the limestone of the underworld. They divided the soul into parts. The Ba, a bird with a human face, the personality, the identity, the very mask you wear today.
The Ba is tethered to the physical form. It hovers over the corpse, desperate to remember its name, its titles, its earthly resonance. But a heart clenched around illusion grows dense, and in the hall of Maat, dense things are consumed. The scales wait. On one side, the feather of cosmic truth. On the other, the dense architecture of your identity, the ultimate balance. To the Egyptians, the ego was not a permanent residence. It was a temporary passport, a coat meant to be shed at the threshold of eternity. If the Ba refused to let go of its reflection, if the ego clung to its geometric prison, the soul was locked in the underworld, frozen in the matrix of time. The ancient initiate practiced this dissolution while alive, entering the sarcophagus not to die, but to strip the eye-maker of its absolute authority. When the anchor is finally cut, the Ba dissolves into the Ak, the immortal light. The drop of water remembers it is the ocean. This ancient code crossed the Mediterranean. It found a new vessel in the marble academies of Greece, a new metaphor for the architecture of the mind.
Enter the Phaedrus. Plato strips away the myth and presents the machinery of consciousness, the chariot. You are not the horses, you are the charioteer. Yet your hands bleed from holding the reins of a fractured self. The dark stallion pulls downward. It is the raw pull of the lower ego, the hunger for matter, the addiction to the reflection in the glass. The white horse pulls upward, the noble drive toward the infinite, the memory of a cosmic origin before the geometry of separation took hold. The chariot shakes, the axle groans. The eye-maker thrives in this violent friction. It convinces the charioteer that the struggle is the identity. Plato's warning is clear. If you identify with the dark horse, if you believe the hungry shadow is your true face, you fall. You plummet from the celestial vault, down into the density of the material plane. The ego is the gravity of your descent, but the charioteer is pure awareness, untouched. The architect elds the maze, but the silent witness holds the map. To master the horses is not to kill them. It is to transmute their wild kinetic energy into a unified vehicle of ascent, a transmutation of lead into pure, blinding light. This brings us to the final school of the ancient world, the alchemical furnace.
The Hermetic alchemists understood the great secret of the mind. You do not destroy the ego, you transmute it. They called the base ego lead, dense, rigid, toxic when swallowed whole. It is the illusion that you are merely a fleeting physical body. But within that lead sleeps the gold, the divine spark, the unified mind waiting to wake from the dream of isolation. How does the ancient initiate melt the lead? Through the fire of pure observation, the unrelenting, silent gaze of awareness. When you watch your own thoughts without judgment, without attachment, the geometric prison begins to melt. The ego loses its rigid, sharp edges. It ceases to be your absolute master and becomes what it was always meant to be. A tool, a vessel to navigate the material world. The mask no longer rules the face. This is the cosmic wonder. You are not a fragment of the universe experiencing itself. You are the entire cosmos looking through a single point of geometry. The walls of me and mine collapse. A profound realization washes over the ancient initiate. There is no other. The eye maker is silent. The chariot is guided by pure light. The Ba has become immortal.
The final descent. Returning to the mirror, look deeply into the glass once more. The reflection is still there, the name, the history, but it has no weight, it casts no shadow. The architecture of illusion has been unmasked. The silent architect has stepped into the light. To live without the tyranny of the ego is not to lose yourself. It is to finally meet yourself. To walk the earth as the ancient mystics did, rooted deeply in matter, yet completely boundless in spirit. The ancient timeline is not behind us. It is buried beneath the modern noise, waiting for you to simply stop building walls. Let the anchor go. Shatter the geometric prison. Let the deep waters rush back in. The origin of your awareness was never a cage. It was a doorway. The archives of the false self are burning, and the true vault is closing. Before you leave this threshold, etch your signature in stone. Leave a comment to lock your seal into the archive. Until the next cycle, keep your fire lit. Keep your eyes open.